Most people don't believe when I say journaling and meditation saved my life. So as you can see, you see what it is. This is how many thoughts I've had in 4 years. The first thing I want to tackle is journaling. I don't want you to overthink what journaling is, because that's what I did when I first started. Oh my God. The question I get the most is, oh, how do I start journaling? Easy. You buy some paper, you get a pen, and you start to write. And as simple as that sounds, it takes a lot of bravery to express yourself. And when it comes to expression, I want you to understand that these pages are not judging you. Journaling gives you freedom of expression within yourself, where you don't have to filter what you're thinking, how you feel. You don't have to filter it to make other people understand it, to make it comfortable. Journaling is not for the understanding of other people. It's for the solitude of your intellectual thoughts. Yay! When it comes to starting journaling, just buy a journal and start. It ain't gotta be nothing fancy like this. See, I just do the most. The moment you start making a multitude of very on purpose decisions, your life will multiply by the magnitude of your effort. I like the way that feels, like a hug. So, journaling. When you get the pen, you get the paper, now you sitting there in this moment of non-judgment. I need you to learn how to let it flow. And I don't want you to journal like you got to turn this into your English teacher. That's not what we're doing here. And that is the struggle that most people have with journaling. Oh, it got to be perfect. I think I got to spell everything right. This is your journal. If you want to open this page up and write, today is not my day, and you close that book, that is your journal for the day. Let go of the notion of being perfect. Exhale. Relax. If your spirit say write one word, that's what your journal is. If your spirit say, hey, you got to get this out, you got to write 5 pages, that's what it is. So all this is a mastery of expression of feeling. That's how powerful journaling is. And now I want to cover the topic of how often do I write? It is no requirement to self-expression. When it comes to journaling, please let go of all these rules. This is not an assignment. This moment is between you and God. Simple as that. How often you have to do it? You do it as often as your spirit tells you to. Because I know this world can battle you and tell you to put your feelings in a box and don't show them. They'll get manipulated, they'll get used and abused. But this here, this thing, this is your playground. This is where manifestation starts. I cannot stress this enough. Your journal is yours. What you write in between these walls, I can't judge you. You can't judge you. How about that? What you write in these walls, you cannot judge you. It is your personal journey of expression and honesty. If you lie to yourself, who do you tell the truth to? That's gonna send me on the loop, right? If you lie to yourself, who do you tell the truth to? As you start getting accustomed to this journey of self-expression, I want you to be aware that once you learn how to master the skill of expressing, you can then use it to dictate your future. As I am now, it's written in these journals. I've wrote my life into fruition, and that's how powerful these journals are. But it's not just strictly the pages. These pages mean nothing, they're blank. They have no value. Your words, your affirmations, your doubts, your cries, your smiles, your experience adds the value. Without your experience, this is nothing but paper. This ain't. Without your experience, it means nothing. So this thing needs you to give it significance. So journaling is less about what you write on, and it's all about what you write about. You can't get in here lying. This is the one place where I want you to tell the honest truth. I messed up this when I was younger and I thought I could ignore it, and I'm dealing with it now. The tool to deal with problems is awareness, to shine light on them. The moment you put them in the dark, they manifest and they play in your imagination. They become way bigger than they're supposed to be. I don't want you to think that you can remember everything that you think about. You'll be thinking about something and then you let it go away, then you'll be like, damn, what was that? Let me show you how important energy is. Energy does not die. The moment you do not use a thought, it goes to somebody else. And then you will see down the line, somebody creates something that's right around the corner from what you was trying to do. And you say, I thought about that, but you didn't act on that. So your thoughts, as soon as you write them down, that's your first step of acting upon it. And I didn't journal until I noticed my grandmother doing it. She'll have her book, she'll come in there. You hear that pen click? and you know she going in, do not bother her. She's on a journey right now. Dang. So journaling for me has sculpted my whole life. You don't have to believe it, but the things you see are not possible without these pages. Now, the moment you write, it does require action. It requires dedication. It requires commitment. It requires awareness. Now, I'm just not gonna tell you if you write about your life in this book, it's gonna turn into fruition. Because once you write, you have a responsibility. So don't play with this. This thing is serious. If you wanna change your life, you can do that. If you just wanna simply report on your life, it'll let you do that too. Do you wanna be a reporter or a change? Do you wanna be a doer? You can report and say everything that's going wrong is going right in your life, but you're not gonna manifest it or change it until you put some more progressive energy into it. This can change your life, or it could do nothing. It's all about what you value. And if you value your words, if you value your thoughts, they deserve to be wrote down, because you're gonna tend to forget more than you ever will remember. Sometimes you don't know what seeds mean. You don't know what to grow with it. You don't know how, you don't even have the materials to manifest, to make this thought even make sense yet. You don't even have the comprehension for this thought. You might write something down and 3 months later you understand it. This is only if you want to be doing it with a sense of progression. The next step of journaling is to be intentional, to scribe your life, to sculpt your life. That's a different level. Now, if you tell me you wanna go crazy with it, let's do that. That's not just writing. Now that's being active, that's being proactive, that's being reflective, that's being honest, that's being transparent. That's you saying, looking back at old mistakes and old triumphs without shame. We all gonna make mistakes. But the difference is the people that advance choose to learn from them. No, you know what? I want you to take yourself so serious. I want your thoughts to mean so much that you cannot skip a day. Let me talk to the people that's really trying to change your life. Because your life is just waiting on you to align yourself with it, because energy doesn't change. You're destined to be amazing, or you're also destined to be mundane. That's based on your principles and your habits. So what kind of habits do you want to build? So if you want to write in this journal honestly and truly and attack your problems and address all the misfortunes and the fortunes all together and start to really scribe your life, subscribe. Ooh, that's tough. So as we go forward, the second level of this is journaling coupled with meditation. Oh, when I started to meditate, I started to elevate. I don't know why that sounds so good, but when I started to meditate, I started to elevate. Meditation is tricky. Meditation requires a little more skill and a lot less judgment. Arrogance and oversimplification of new skills and escapades will stop you from receiving the blessing that's within them. So let's meditate. When I first started, I could meditate 30 seconds. You had a good 3-0 out of me before my mind was everywhere else. I want to start to apply this theory of one step at a time. I want you to approach this as it's something to learn. This is a complicated skill. And if you go into it thinking it's complicated, you will respect it and you will learn it better, and you will be more equipped for the challenges that it will present. Your mind is a scary place to walk around if you don't have a map. And the first few journeys around your mind, it might scare you. It might put you in this place where it makes you feel uneasy, it makes you feel uncomfortable. So until you become practical with your mind and your thoughts, meditation is gonna be an issue, because it gave me meditation gave me the blues when I first started. Meditation is not yoga. And you can see them blended sometimes. That's why most people get confused. If you don't know what you're doing specifically, you would think someone that's doing slow yoga is doing meditation. It's not the same thing. I didn't know what I was doing at first. I was just sitting there being quiet, breathing, trying to get it together, but I wasn't doing nothing yet. But that's because I didn't have direction, and I wasted a lot of intellectual and mental gas driving around with no destination. Hello. Before you try to pick up something, just jump into it and just do it the natural way with no help. Anything new you want to get into, respect it enough to learn it the right way. Until you learn the craft, you must obey the rules. So to meditate, I want you to start slow. Don't judge yourself. Try to meditate for a minute. And then once you get a minute down, when you can think intentionally about one thing, when you can turn the noise out for a minute, I want you to go for 2 minutes. And I don't care if it takes you a week 2 weeks to get from 1 minute to 2 minutes. We're not worried about the time that passes. We're worried about your intention of practice. I want you to practice being intentional. Who texted me? Don't text me. I'm YouTubing right now. Anyway, back to y'all. Hello? I don't care how long it takes you to meditate for a minute, how long it takes that minute to become 2 minutes, how long it takes that 2 minutes to become 5 minutes. Don't worry about the time that's passing. Worry about the action. If you're doing the right thing, it's okay. And that is the issue. We get caught up trying to reach the finish line. Whenever you reach it, it will be your time to reach it. And I'll give y'all a short story. My brother was like, hey, bro, I can't wait to get where you are. I said, you're not supposed to be where I am. Whenever you get to where you perceive success is, success will be waiting for you. Yay! All these things taught me how to not compare, how to be intentional, how to be deliberate, how to be aware, how to be respectful of my mind, respectful of my thoughts. See, you can go your whole life and never be who you're supposed to be. You have to work to become you. Being you is not even guaranteed. Ain't that crazy? You have to go to a few funerals and they're gonna be for the past version of you. I had to go to one this year. An old version of me had to die for me to get to where I'm supposed to be. I cannot keep everything with me. I can only take what's instrumental to my growth. Yee! Hello? Because people not listening. I can never get to a space to where I say, this is how I am. Because I never know who I'm destined to be. I'm constantly working to tweak who I'm supposed to be. I've talked to my older self in my journals, and he said, you got a few decisions to make to become me. I have a few more decisions to make to become him. It's a reality that exists where I'm this amazing father, this amazing husband, all these things, this philanthropist, this book writer, this author. But I don't get to those realities without being intentional right now. I don't get there without being intentional right now. And I want you to wrap your mind and understand how important your thoughts are and how important this journal is and how important meditation is. It allows you to align yourself with who you're supposed to be. Now, you can make a decision on who you want to be all day, but who you're supposed to be requires a little sacrifice. It requires a little dedication. It requires a lot of commitment. So I see why a lot of people opt out of who they're supposed to be, because it requires work. I'll give you a short story to wrap it up. I've written to my daughter and my son, and they ain't nowhere close to being alive yet. I've already written about them in these journals. I've wrote letters to them. I've talked to them. I'm gonna bring y'all into a dream. I don't normally bring people into my dream space, but I bring y'all in because I trust y'all. I don't know what year this is, and I can't tell you what day it is, but I'm sitting in my library in the house. My wife is gone. My daughter runs in. Let me frame all this. I can't see their faces, but I can tell this is my daughter, this is my son, this is my wife. It just doesn't show me their face, and I know it's me. My daughter runs in. Say, hey, Daddy, what you doing? I'm writing, baby. What's going on? She found one of these journals. This is in the future, and y'all gonna be around when this happens. Watch, I'm telling y'all this is gonna happen. She found one of these journals. She said, Daddy, what's this? I said, oh man, that's one of my old journals I was writing about when I was young. She's like, what's in it? I said, open it and see. It's something about you in there. And she read the letter to herself. And she said, how'd you know I was gonna be here when I wasn't here yet? And I said, because you were always destined to be here. I've been your father for a long time. You could tell in her mind, she was trying to figure out if I knew magic or what, if I was just this wizard or what. I was so proud of me today. I was so proud of my younger self for being intentional and not playing with my mind and playing with these thoughts and actually using them as tools to build mansions of mental fortitude. Journaling is so important because it can be used to write your future. Meditation, once you write and once you journal, meditation gives you the skill to focus so intently that your dreams start to become your realities. And as this story develops and we make more videos and I talk to you more, you'll start to see how I've wrote almost to the letter in some circumstances in my life. And it's so scary. The scariest thing you can do is to ask God for something and he give you exactly what you asked for. When he starts showing out, it's time for you to show up. Hello. I choose to show up for myself every day. Give yourself the opportunity to show up for you. It's a joy that comes from the knowledge that I can give you. I'm here to have the conversation that I wish somebody talked to me about. So if you enjoy it, subscribe, because we're building intellectual fortitude. As we leave today, I want you to welcome intentional energies into your life. Dispel energies of unworthiness. I want you to welcome feelings of peace, pride. Until next time.